Hello, hello, hello. I am Alucard Night Raven, and welcome to my next review. And as you can see in front of us, today's review is on the Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Dinobot. And this is a good figure. Granted, his Dino mode is not the greatest, but I can forgive it because of what they needed to achieve for the transformation. In order for the robot mode to look really good, but for what they did do for the Dino mode, it looks great. A few colors are off here and there, but it can be forgiven. You can kind of see the feet and the legs and other things hanging out there, but when we have him in his robot mode, you're going to see where like a lot of that's going to come in. But otherwise, it's not that bad of a mold. At least I don't think so. Could it be better? Sure. Even the Masterpiece had its faults, but that thing is still great. It's hard to get an excellent Dino mode, like real life-ish type of Dino mode, and an excellent robot mode. Some things have to be forgiven here and there. It's not like with the original Dinobots where they were robotic dinosaurs, so the robot modes fit real well with the robotic dinosaur mode. They're going with a sort of as much as we know, realism. Even though velociraptors are I'm not going to get into that. That's more sciencey. Anybody wants to know that, there's plenty of books, plenty of videos on YouTube for what velociraptors really look like and how big they really were. When these came around originally in Beast Wars, Jurassic Park had been out for a couple of years and was still highly, highly loved. It's still highly loved, but that was one of the reasons for the what we got in Beast Wars with some of the Predacons with their dinosaur modes. But his accessories are actually part of his Dino mode, so we'll get into that when we get into his robot mode. And it is actually pretty nice. You can see excellent paint and sculpt work on the Dino head. We can actually, if we open up his mouth, you can actually see the tongue is painted very nicely. The teeth are nice white, look really good. You can see his dinosaur arms, which look a little funny, but it kind of comes in handy with the transformation, so I'm thinking that's why they're that long. I, of course, have no idea if a raptor's arms or hands are typically that long, but I guess I can forgive it. You can see some excellent sculpt work just going all along, giving that sort of scaly look, even though quite a few dinosaurs were believed to also have feathers, and I think raptors were included in that. But they're trying to get, I believe, like something really close to Dinobot of what we all remember him as. So on the bottom you can see where his legs end up. We got a nice tail, and of course we got this purple sort of sticking out, and you'll see why when I get to robot mode. But all in all, it's not a bad figure. Now its articulation, the head can move down, the mouth opens, and try and get, there we go, mouth opens that far. The arms can go out, they can rotate all the way around. Got an elbow that can actually go back way, way far, 90 here, and then the hand can go down, and it can also rotate, so if you wanted to get something like that, you could. The legs, you could bring it out, but that kind of breaks up the mold. you get knee, get that there, you got a rotation here, which is awfully nice, and then you can rotate these wherever you like. And that's pretty much it on the articulation in Dino mode, in Raptor mode, whichever one you want to call it. It's not horrible. Like I said, I like it for what it is. I mean, I more have it for robot mode anyways. I'm rarely going to have it in dinosaur mode unless I decide that I want to have a display of them in their alternate modes. Depends on how I'm feeling that day. But otherwise, really good. I mean, the color, he's got nice brown and this sort of lighter color that I hope you can make out on camera. And then this orangish is going to come in handy in robot mode. Same thing with this blue and this what looks like an eye. But yeah, that is pretty much it for Raptor mode. So we'll get him into robot mode. So to start off, we'll pull the tail out. We'll set that aside, and I'll bring that back in robot mode. Now, bring this up. We will bring these up, just like that. And it helps to actually unplug this so you can separate the legs. We'll just plug that back in for now. You want to bring them all, and this actually plugs in right in there, and then here at the knee plugs in right there. So bring it down, close this piece up till it clicks, bring the foot forward, and then we want to bring the heel out. Just like that. Same thing on this side. Try and get it into a decent rotation here. There we go. Bring that forward. Bring that out. And then we will rotate it like this. And we'll leave it like that for now. Alright, now then, the Dino mode will actually rotate all the way around. We'll open this piece back up. We're going to bring this all up right here. This is actually going to rotate like that, and this right here is going to plug into the back of the Dino head, and it's not a it's more just a resting spot, but then that'll click in, and then this will plug in on the sides here, just where we want them. It's not a firm plug, but it does what it needs to. Now the hands, you actually want to plug them in all the way, bring them around in just like that. Same thing here, we want them plugged in and bring them in just like that. Now what we want to do is we want to open this bit up. We're gonna bring it, you're kind of bring you up a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, no, I brought this in too early. So we'll have these out for now. You can see how often I've transformed it. So this will come down just like this. We want to bring this bit up. We'll leave it like that for now. And this is actually supposed to... Alright, so same thing on this side. We want to rotate this, bring it down, just like that. Now we can bring these bits in, and there's actually this peg here is going to go in on the fingers right there, and you kind of want to finagle it a little bit until you can get into that right spot, which is like right there. Same thing on this side. And it'll also help keep everything where it needs to be for the dyno mode. So we'll bring this down, and we want to rotate until we're out like that. We want to rotate the hands around. Just like that. Same thing on this side. And I believe we are done. Yeah, this does not like to stay too well. All right. And there we go. And there we have Dinobot in his robot mode. And he looks good. And I like it. Looks really good. Now in Kingdom, they have him fully as a Predacon. I don't know if when they do the animation, if he's going to switch to the Maximals or not, but you know, they have him as a Predacon. But you know, it's your toy. Do whatever you wish with it. If you want him with the Maximals, have him with the Maximals. Right now, I have him with the Predacons and the Decepticons, and I have it in line with Starscream because while Starscream was a little whinier and always looking for ways to overthrow Megatron, Dinobot like outright challenged him. So they sort of had that, you know, lieutenant or second in command type of thing, yet trying to overthrow their leader because of either a power trip or believing that their leader was not fit to lead. But yeah, he looks good. So we'll bring him in and take a look at that head sculpt. And that is a beautiful Dinobot head sculpt. Nice orange here. Some brown there. Blue on the face. Some red eyes. I mean, it just screams Dinobot. On the chest, you can kind of see where these now fill out to give us that that bigger look of a raptor head flattened, which is kind of cool. Got the nice orange on the shoulder here. You can see that sort of tailbone here on the crotch. Nice orange again with the sort of scaly feel there. Really like that. Excellent here. Nice orange coming down. It would have been nice to have some coloration for these bits, but I mean, you could always add to them if you want. Same thing with these. Wouldn't mind if those had been like done in the same gold as you see some of it here. But hey, it is what it is. Can always add if we need to. I understand that sometimes certain things have to be passed on in order to keep the toy at that specific level. It's why some have more plastic, some have larger transformations, and they're the same price point. Now, articulation is actually pretty good. So he's got a ball joint on the head, so nice wiggle. Can turn all the way around. You can look up that far, down that far. You can come up that way, that far, and that far on the arm. You can rotate all the way. We got nice bicep swivel. We've got just over 90 or around 90 on the elbow. We got wrist rotation. You can also move it forward and back there. The hands open up. So that's pretty nice. We've got waist swivel, which is always nice. Can go forward that far. Back only about that far. Got thigh swivel rotation, which is awfully tight. Can go kick out that far, so you can do a full Van Damme. You actually get a little over 90, maybe around 90 on knee. Again, not too bad. We get a big ankle tilt on the foot, and then the foot will move backward and forward, and you can move the heel if you wish. So he's not bad on articulation. Definitely a pretty decent amount of articulation, so that's always welcome. Get him in some neat poses if you wish. Now his accessories, so we'll take the tail, move him back so you can see more of what I'm doing. Split it apart. Split it apart. And then pull the sword out. The sword, you can see it's definitely the sword that we've seen him use in the Beast Wars cartoon. Just looks pretty good. The purple, I'm wondering if they're trying to get that sort of shade of pink that you sometimes saw his sword have, but honestly I think his sword was supposed to be silver. But in some lighting it sort of got that shade of pink. Now he can hold both. If you want, you could hold the sword. Oh, no, you can't. So plug it in his hand, close it up, and he looks like he's holding it properly. And then his tail weapon, he can also hold that. Just plug it in. Oh, yeah, if you close the hand too much, it kind of falls out. So just get it enough, and there you go. And if you want, you could plug the sword in there and have that look too. I know sometimes that's how it looked, but yeah. He looks good. I really, really like him. It is definitely an excellent addition. I think some of these are still being found on store shelves. I know he was in Wave 2, along with the G1 style Inferno. But yeah, it looks good. I really dig him. I believe they're going to even be making, using this mold, a Grimlock based off of the toy and the IDW Beast Wars comic that had Grimlock, updated like that as a Maximal. So I'm assuming if they do that, they're going to change the head as well as the colors. They'll probably change out a couple of other things so it fits more along with Grimlock. But looking forward to that. So if you're a big fan of Dinobot, which I know a lot of people are, I know like of majority of the characters on Beast Wars, Dinobot was the one a lot of people really liked. Just the way his code of honor was, the way he, even though he was helping the Maximals, he was still a Predacon at heart. The way his even being a Predacon, his honor, he was always honor bound. He preferred a fair fight. He was such a deep character, and I know Code of Hero, it hits hard for a lot of fans of the show. It did me. It was sad to see Dinobot take that route, but definitely cannot recommend him enough. I mean, keep an eye out, check websites, Big Bad Toy Store, Hasbro Pulse, Amazon if you're into that, Walmart, which I know sometimes Walmart sites, their prices are kind of funny because it's not always coming from a Walmart store. But then again, check your Walmarts, check Target, check Target.com. Theirs is a little more closer to getting off of their actual store and distribution centers. But again, I recommend him. I mean, he is a great addition, especially if you're really in it for the Beast Wars. But even if you're, like me, in it for both the G1 style and the Beast Wars characters, you can't go wrong. A few things could have been done better here and there, but honestly, I think, again, they hit it out of the park. I mean, he is a great edition, and I cannot stress enough how much I enjoy having this in my collection. I mean, this, to me, this is almost as good a Dinobot as my masterpiece. And the only thing missing is a little bit better on the articulation, a little bit better dyno mode, and light up features. But otherwise, I definitely say if get them, you should be able to still find him at retail. Shouldn't be marked up too much. He's still relatively fresh, relatively new. But I think that's where we'll end it there for today. Thank you for watching. I'm Alucard Night Raven. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all later.